Things have been fairly quiet as we head into the third week of October for the United States, but that's getting ready to change, so let's go ahead and jump into it right now. Alright, it's October 27th. Let's go ahead and check the tropics right now and see what's going on here. This will be 7 p.m. Central Time, and per the National Hurricane Center, the remnants of Oscar dissipated at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so is no longer a threat. Never really was a threat to the U.S. as it was scheduled to forecast to veer off to the southeast with possible repercussions on Bermuda. But as of now, it has dissipated and went into an area of shear. Really, there's a frontal boundary here, trough system going through here, pretty much shredded it to pieces before it could do any further damage. So that is no longer a threat as of now. So this would be the last advisory on that, and it has 35 mile an hour winds, and that's that. And I want to check something here. This is pretty interesting. So we have Hurricane Christy here. This is in the Pacific. It's a 75 mile an hour minimal hurricane here, and it is forecast to become a major hurricane, which would be a Category 3 or above, as it moves out to the Pacific into the Central Pacific, and it should dissipate as it goes further away or further out into the Pacific here as it encounters some shear in this area. So aside from shipping interest or anything of that nature, it shouldn't really affect much. But let's look at this as kind of an interesting situation here. So this was Nadine, formed as a tropical storm over here around the Yucatan, went across, dissipated, and reformed as it came out. So the way the Hurricane Center does this is the Atlantic has a different set of names from the Pacific. So the National Hurricane Center will cover all the hurricanes, but Atlantic and Pacific hurricanes have different names. Dissipated came across, and as it reformed back into a tropical system in the Pacific, it then became Hurricane Christy. So the same system, just a different name. So that is kind of an interesting tidbit there. And let's go ahead and look at some things here. I wanted to look at the projected snowfall through the first week of November, the end of the first week. Aside from the snowfall that we normally have this time of year in the Rockies, the Northwest Territory and Alaska will see some snow, but most of Canada here is going to be snow-free. So until we get some snow cover in this area, we're not going to see a lot of buildup of super cold air or Arctic air, and that is all the way through at least the first week of November. This would be a little bit behind what it would normally be this year, but nothing outrageous. So we'll watch this and see how this builds up as we move into the middle part of November. And we're going to go ahead and take our temperatures out to November 7th as well. And this is the temperatures compared to what would be normal for this time of year over a 30-year period. So it's called the temperature anomaly. So here we have what's important. If you're wanting to see some real good cold air come down into the lower 48, you really need to see the buildup of cold air here. And we have some very warm temperatures. The temperatures aren't really warm, but warm compared to average. So we have temperatures that are easily 5, 10, even 15 degrees above average for this time of year, and a little bit of below average temperatures right here. So as of now, the big cool down, we had a major Arctic blast come through on a Halloween of last year, and an ice storm for part of the central United States, specifically Oklahoma and northern Texas. We had an ice storm down here, but nothing in the cards, anything close to that as of now. So that is the way it is right now. And as far as going into any kind of weather news for this week, we did have historic rainfall in Roswell, New Mexico, 5 to 6 inches of rain in a short period of time. And Roswell is really a small town that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and I have been there before. And amazing to see what happened, some of the camera footage on that. But the entire downtown area got inundated with flooding and actually killed 2 people. So people want precipitation in some places, they get too much in other places, and not enough in other places. So that is our pretty big weather story of the week. Was 2 people were killed in flash flooding in Roswell, New Mexico. So other than that, that's all I have for you for this week, and we will get back into it next week, and I'll give you another update towards the weekend if anything else merits. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll update once a week at least with news, and more often when the weather merits. Thank you.